So now it's time for a more lighthearted segment, a Here's Why That's Bullshit. So Nathan, what's Here's Why That's Bullshit?
Well, Michael, every now and then there is a talking point or a piece of misinformation or disinformation that is spread widely that too many people believe. And, it might sound reasonable based, at face value. But sometimes all it takes is just a little bit of digging to realize that the claim is actually quite bullshit. And since that has kind of become my unofficial catchphrase on this pod, we made a segment out of it. So, Michael, what type of bullshit are we here's whying it? Here's whying. I don't know how I fucking say it. Today.
So, recently, I think we've all been aware of a trend in the news. We have heard a lot about some really high-profile plane crashes. It makes us feel like planes are unsafe. They're crashing left and right. We had some high-profile ones, like 67 people who died in an American Airlines crash when it collided with a helicopter over D.C., which was the first high-profile commercial aviation crash of this type in more than 15 years. We also had really terrifying footage of a Delta flight that flipped over and burst into flames on a Toronto runway. And so overall, it feels like air travel has gotten significantly more dangerous, less safe, and it seems like there are a lot more plane crashes that are happening now than ever before. And a lot of people have also tried to tie this directly to the Trump administration, right? Because he is undermining the FAA. And as a result, planes are crashing at unprecedented rates. So here's why that's bullshit. Planes aren't crashing at unprecedented rates. While he is undermining the FAA, and that will have consequences down the road, as of now, the U.S. has not experienced more plane crashes than normal, nor have we experienced more fatal plane crashes than normal, nor have we experienced more commercial plane crashes than normal. Overall, we actually have been on a trend of increasing safety over time. So according to preliminary data from the National Transportation Safety Board, January 2025 was a record low number of plane accidents nationwide when you combine private and commercial flights. So most of the 62 total airplane crashes and accidents were private flights, and that's really important, right? Commercial flights crash at very, very low rates, but private planes and small planes are much less safe. Overall, though, even in combination, that was 18 less than the 80 recorded in 2024. If these kind of preliminary numbers hold, January 2025 will surpass our previous record low number of total accidents, with 8 fewer than the prior record low in 2012. And also at the same time, the number of fatal accidents nationwide last month was also tied with the record low of in 2022. And overall, this is part of a continued trend in increased commercial safety, where the number of fatalities on commercial airlines over the last 15 years was significantly fewer than the years before that. So overall, there has been a significant media focus on this, and with the 67 people who died in an in-air collision, which is not common, getting a lot of attention, that makes a lot of sense that we would all be aware of this. But given that this is just a couple of flights over the approximate 9 million commercial flights that are operated in the U.S. every year, the fact is that it is just not a statistically significant number of accidents, and the ones that have happened are less likely and less frequent than in previous years.
So what you're telling me is that it's not because we've hired too many black transgender lesbians with dwarfism.
That remains to be seen.
And that's why that's bullshit.